भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः। Good morning, Udayam. Nice weather. This kind of weather in summer is rare. Microclimate across the globe is changing. During my childhood, summer means we used to see in April, May, also in March. Rarely you would get to see a cloud. April, May, March నెలలో ఆకాశంలో మేఘం కనబడటం బహు అరుదు. But if you just see the last 10 years, evening also by 3:30, not only everywhere, in every town, mostly in towns and cities. Why this is happening? Because of these dust particles. They're called Atkin particles. So when there is so much of particulate matter, air, the moisture actually gets collected around that particle and the cloud forms. It doesn't rain, but clouds come. That's why after 3 o'clock, you don't feel the sun at all. It's a new phenomenon. I don't know whether you have noticed it or not, because you are just young people. Because I was comparing this present weather conditions with what we had seen when we were children, 25 years, 30 years back. Things have changed. But it's good, right? So we don't have to spend so much on AC, because when you have summer, when you have cloud, microclimate is changing. Of course, macroclimate is also changing, global warming, we all know that. So the ice caps are melting. The scientists fear that the oceans will swell. If the temperature of the earth increases by 1 more degree, more ice will be melted, and then the oceans will swell. There is so much of ice in the Arctic and Antarctic place. The North Pole of the earth is nothing but tons and tons and tons, millions and millions of tons of ice. If that gets melted and gets converted into water, the oceans will rise. When the oceans will rise, all the coastal cities will get submerged. సముద్ర తీరంలో ఉన్నటువంటి నగరాలు పట్టణాలన్నీ మునిగిపోతాయి అని భయపడుతున్నారు గ్లోబల్ వార్మింగ్ వల్ల. Okay, we don't know whether it will happen or not, but that's what they fear. Alright, please see page number 96 for today's quote. Today my topic is patriotism. I started with something different. What is there written there? పేజీలో ఏముంది రాసింది అక్కడ? ఇండియా ఓ మదర్ల్యాండ్. The longest night seems to be passing away. The sorest trouble seems to be coming to an end at last. The seeming corpse appears to be awaking. She is awakening this motherland of ours from her deep, long sleep. None can resist her anymore. Never is she going to sleep anymore. No outward powers can hold her back anymore, for the infinite giant is rising to her feet. This prediction of Swamiji is coming true now. వివేకానంద స్వామీజీ ఏదైతే ఈ మాటలు అన్నాడో 130 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం, ఇప్పుడు ఇది రియాలిటీ అవుతుంది. స్వామీజీ ముందే చెప్పారు, 21st century విల్ బి ద సెంచరీ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా. ద వరల్డ్ విల్ లుక్ ఎట్ ఇండియా ఇన్ ఓకే, we'll be actually leading the world. We're talking about the Vishwa Guru now. The other day, that global summit which happened in Hyderabad, 3-day, people across the globe, they came for that spiritual conclave. So they have understood, they felt the vibrations of this land and this soil. That here the people feel for the entire mankind. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, world is one family. We have to integrate the world into one family. Everybody felt it. And we could sell 1.5 lakh books in 3 days and 2.5 days. Mostly foreigners purchased the books. And they were telling that, we had other luggage, otherwise we would have purchased more books. They have so much of thirst for the spiritual knowledge of this land and this country. భారతదేశం యొక్క ఆధ్యాత్మిక జ్ఞానాన్ని తీసుకెళ్ళాలి, ఇంకా నేర్చుకోవాలి, తెలుసుకోవాలని చెప్పి. దిస్ ప్యూర్ మెటీరియలిజం విచ్ యాక్చువల్లీ వెస్ట్ ఈస్ ఫేమస్ ఫర్ ఈస్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు సాల్వ్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఆఫ్ మ్యాన్ కైండ్, రాదర్ ఇట్స్ గోయింగ్ టు ఇంక్రీజ్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఆఫ్ హ్యూమానిటీ. So that's why there is this thirst and genuine thirst for spiritual food, and we have to give it to the rest of the world and integrate the world into one family. That is the immediate need. Swami is saying the infinite giant is rising to her feet. See, the 19th century, 20th century, if you see the first half of the 20th century freedom struggle, 1900 to 1947. So the struggle was to become free from the British. And the second half, we were just trying to make the policies, to help the country, grow. But people were experimenting. But the biggest problem, what happened is, they couldn't give us good education for the 3 generations of people. What should be the focus of education, as Swamiji would say? Character building. And what is one of the important component of character? Patriotism. What is patriotism? Deshabhakti. ఆ దేశభక్తిని ఇవ్వకపోయేసరికి ఏమైందంటే, ఇండియా హ్యాస్ బికమ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద మోస్ట్ కరప్ట్ నేషన్స్ ఇన్ ద వరల్డ్. Otherwise, India would have been much more better, today. By now, had we thought patriotism along with our educational system, actually, but it should be one of the objective of education. You see, look, countries like China, countries like Japan, Korea, even America. When you get educated there, you will fall in love with that country. Even if you are an Indian, you are born in India and go and get educated there from childhood, okay? And you will fall in love with this country. That is the first thing the education should be doing. And Swami said, Vivekananda, I am one of the proudest men ever born. But let me tell you frankly, it is not for myself, it is because of my glorious ancestry. I am one of the proudest men ever born. నా అంత అభిమానం, దేశాభిమానం, గర్వం ఎవరికి ఉండదు ప్రపంచంలో. ఓకే, one of the proudest men ever born. But let me tell you frankly, it's not for myself. అది నా గొప్పతనం కాదు, because of the glorious ancestry. మన పూర్వ వైభవం అంత గొప్పది, ఈ దేశం యొక్క పూర్వ వైభవం అంత గొప్పది. The past glory of this civilization is so great. If you really know what it is, you will just become so proud of yourself. That genuine pride, అది మనకు ఆటోమేటిక్గా వస్తుంది, ఒక అభిమానం వస్తుంది. What is patriotism basically at the end of the day? Love of your fellow human beings, love of your fellow citizens. Okay, how do you display your patriotism? Otherwise, just a word, right? Deshabhakti అంటే ఏంటి, ఒక పదం అది. How do you display it in everyday action? If you don't indulge in corruption, you are patriotic. You are not exploiting your fellow citizen, then you are patriotic. If you conserve your resources of the nation, you are patriotic. You just see in our offices, ఫ్యాన్ తిరుగుతూనే ఉంటుంది, ఆ మనిషి అక్కడ ఉండడు. అదే ఇంట్లో అనుకోండి, ఆయన ఆఫ్ చేసేస్తారు, ఆయన కరెంట్ వేస్ట్ చేయడు. అదే ఆఫీసులో అనుకోండి, ఇట్స్ అ నేషనల్ రిసోర్స్, ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ ఆఫ్టర్ ఆల్. ఫ్యాన్ తిరుగుతూనే ఉంటుంది కదా, అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి స్విచ్ బంద్ చేయడం బతుకం అయింది. యూ సీ దిస్ వెరీ కామన్ ప్లేస్. ఆ ట్యాప్ పోతూ ఉంటుంది, ఈయన ఇట్లా అద్దంలో చూసుకుంటూ ఉంటాడు, ట్యాప్ వాటర్ పోతూ ఉంటుంది. బట్ he doesn't have sense that water is a national resource that I need to conserve it. ఇంట్లో అయితే బ్రహ్మాండంగా కన్సర్వ్ చేసుకుంటాడు. When it comes to public places, we behave so irresponsibly. That means we don't identify with the nation in which we live. Now, these are all simple acts. అక్కడ ఏదో చెత్తబడి ఉంది, కార్లో పోతున్నాడు, ఏదో పాప్కార్న్ తింటాడు, ఆ కిటికీలోంచి దాన్ని బయటకు పడేస్తాడు. Nowhere else in the world it happens, I want to tell you. Nowhere else. See, వెనక్కి ఇంకొక ఆయన వస్తున్నాడు, ఆ బస్సులో వెళ్తున్నాడు, బస్సులోంచి he will spit out. బస్సులో నువ్వు వెళ్తూ నువ్వు అక్కడ పాన్ పరాక్ నవ్వి బస్ కిటికీలోంచి నువ్వు ఉమ్మితే వేరే వాళ్ళ మీద పడుతుంది. సెన్స్ ఉందా? This is the country that we have created. The education system fault, problem. See, we are living in a great country and you display that. Anywhere else in the country, you go to Singapore and spit through your window, bus, you'll be jailed. జైల్లో పెడతారు. అది తీసుకెళ్ళి పాప్కార్న్ తినేసి చెత్త తీసుకొచ్చి ఇక్కడ రోడ్డు మీద పడండి, యూ విల్ బి జైల్డ్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద థింగ్ యాక్చువల్లీ. హౌ డూ యూ డిస్ప్లే యువర్ patriotism? Okay? A sense of discipline we need to bring into our lives. Mostly is the problem. But North May railway, any railway station, any bus stand, everywhere people are spitting. I want to tell you, politicians, they know it, but they won't raise this issue because so many people are spitting, I will lose their votes. They'll get annoyed, they'll become angry. The biggest problem with politics is they cannot speak truth. తెలిసినా కూడా ఆ సమస్య గురించి వాళ్ళు అడ్రస్ చేయలేరు. ఎందుకు అడ్రస్ చేయలేరు అంటే people will get annoyed. This is the problem. So but we have to have that awareness actually. So at least through education, you help the people to identify with the nation. And how do you display your patriotism? These are the simple acts of displaying patriotism. Very, very, very important. We have so much of glory about ourselves. At the same time, we need to learn so much from the West, so much from other nations. First thing is discipline. I love this country. It's important. I have to keep my environs clean. That's simple sense. A lot has to be done in this direction. Somebody has to take initiative. At least we shall follow. As you have come to here, and you will behave in a responsible manner. I am a responsible citizen of a great country. Have this sense. That's how you need to display your patriotism. Thank you. Nice day.